Alright guys, what's going on? We've got War 6 of Season 20 here, and today 4Loki is going to be facing Agt-G, or Agent Graphite. These guys are really good. I actually used to be in an alliance with several of them, like back before I was in Savage Squad. So it's kind of cool to see everybody again. And then also Ink is in this alliance. He's another YouTuber. So I'm checking out their defense here. They do have quite a few rank 3s. They have a lot of good defenders. And this war in the beginning is going to be really, really close. So I don't want to mess up. I don't want to give up any unnecessary deaths. I think they're fully diverse. If not, they're very close to it. Like maybe 1 or 2 duplicates. But yeah, these guys are good. They've been in Masters for a long time. So, unfortunately, I didn't join fast enough to see all of their defenders, but I'm actually going to be bringing in a different team. I'm going to be bringing in the new White Magneto, and I'm doing this for synergy purposes, and I'll show you, or I'm sorry, not synergy purposes, for pre-fight purposes, and I'll show you his pre-fight when I activate it here for the next fight. This first node, it's going to be a rank 2 Coal Obsidian. This is just a defensive place, or I'm sorry, diversity placement. And this is the Ebb and Flow knockdown node. So I'm definitely assuming they just did this for diversity to try to fit him on defense somewhere. And yeah, there's literally nothing to this fight. It's going to be super fast with Omega. Got 23 spores on him. I thought that he was a stubborn defender, but I don't actually think that he is. So, gonna get a parry off, land another heavy, and that should pretty much end it. So not too much to say about that fight. Okay, next fight is gonna be Nick Fury. This is the same node that I've died to before this season, Ebb and Flow knockdown and heavy hitter. And the pre-fight here is going to replace your parry stun with a passive stun, which is really good for like a Korg. And it's also going to give plus 15% attack rating to your metal or hero champions, I believe. So this is a really, really good synergy. If there's anybody that's difficult to parry, this is the way to go. So I'm just going to try to get as much damage in it as I possibly can in this first life, and you're gonna see that this actually ends up being a really annoying fight. So I'm just gonna block that special 2, punish it this time, and I just barely mistimed that, so I didn't lock in my degen. But you can see that at the beginning here, I got a re-parry off actually, which was pretty nice. But in the beginning here, I'm going to be running into some problems. So I push him up to a special 1. He's unblockable, and he's indestructible because he has stubborn. So I'm trying to bait out the special 1, which will push him over 20 tactical charges and make him not unblockable anymore. And I actually thought I had missed something on this node, because just watch how long he's going to hold this special for. I literally can't do anything. I can't, there's absolutely nothing I can do. I can take a hit, but I don't want to. Hoping that he'll throw the special 1. This is a Sig 200 Nick Fury, so he's already going to be draining health really, really slowly. And this just isn't helping matters. So I got a hit off there. It didn't add a tactical charge since I'm a mutant. So I'm gonna try to bait out the special 2 from him now, I guess. I got an intercept there, interrupted my medium with a special attack, but at least he's not indestructible anymore. He's back to losing health. So very, very annoying. That had to have been at least a minute of trying to bait out 1 special attack, which is pretty crazy. So he's got the protection again. My goal in this fight, the only thing I care about is not pushing him, or I'm sorry, not getting backed up into a corner. That's what happened to me last time, and also remembering that my special 3 for this node is bugged and doesn't count as a knockdown. So here, I was able to get a special 1 off against him. Should have went in after that special 1, or I'm sorry, after his special 2. But I'm getting a lot of good intercepts off during this fight. Need to try to go for another one here. Not happening. Got a good intercept there as well. Gonna throw another special 1, get the protection off of him. And now I'm just kind of hoping that my spores will do damage, but it's hard with the heavy hitter node to lock anything in. So I'm starting to get in that position again where I'm feeling a little bit backed up. He's gonna throw a special 1. And yeah, he throws a second special 1. He's unblockable again. Super, super annoying. But finally got it down. So that was my second fight of the war. I'm gonna go ahead and fight this Korg now on node 23. We used to have 2 rank 3 Omegas in my battle group. We only have 1 now. The other rank 3 Omega went to a different battle group because they had 0. So I was supposed to use my pre-fight on this node. I was supposed to use my Magneto pre-fight to get the passive stuns. And this is basically why I brought Magneto, and I completely forgot to turn it on. So I realized right after I pushed fight that I had forgotten to do that. So big mistake on my part. Gonna try to lock in my spores. He's got a ton of those aggression prowess buffs right now. And also the aggression prowess buffs, they work differently than like the aggression fury. There's usually a timer that will start, and the timer will reset every time that you hit the defender. And with these prowess buffs, that doesn't happen. The timer never resets. It just keeps going. So there, I assumed the heavy. That was a mistake on my part. He's got a ton of prowess now. I need him to not throw the special 1. It's gonna hurt really badly through the block. So medium, light, medium, special 2. The special 2 has so many hits that it basically gets rid of all of his prowess buffs. And yeah, the fight's over. So for the most part, that fight went pretty smoothly. It definitely could have gone better. It would have been fine if I had remembered to use my pre-fight with Magneto, but I didn't. And now I'm going to go into this fight. This is the node where you, I forget what it's called right now, but it's basically the node where you have so many hits and then it starts suppressing your power gain and eventually starts reversing your power gain. So I completely didn't think about the fact that this that Hulk Ragnarok was going to be getting face me from Omega Red from the passive damage. So I kept trying to lock in my spores, and all that was doing was giving him face me, and he was recovering over 70% of all of the damage I was doing. So I really ended up extending this fight much longer than it needed to be, and it just kind of ended up being annoying. I took a bunch of chip damage. You can see how much he's healing between willpower and face me. I don't even think I'm doing any damage with the spores. So at some point, I think it was right here, I finally stopped locking them in. I kind of realized what was going on. And I'm just gonna hit him and not count on any sort of like death field to do anything to him. You can see I'm gaining no power. I'm at 0 power right now. And I did finish up that fight. So then I'm going to be moving on to this Thor Ragnarok. This is really thoughtful placement. This is good placement. And so I decided to use my pre-fight on this fight since I had forgotten to on Korg. And you're going to see I don't even end up needing it. I was concerned about this fight. I used a power start boost for it. And I'm basically trying to wait out the power sting and just letting my spores do the damage. And you can see here we're about 15 seconds into the fight. I've done 8 hits to him, now 10, and I don't even think I'm going to have to throw a special attack against him. 13 hits and he goes down. So if you were using somebody other than Omega Red, I think that that fight could potentially be problematic, but with Omega Red or like Quake parry style, that would be fine too. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to turn my pre-fight on for my alliance mate TJ. This is a Buffet Mysterio, and TJ is actually going to take him out with Red Magneto. He took his Red Magneto to rank 3 before the buff, so he's just kind of been waiting to be able to use him. So he soloed that fight, and then for this fight, I thought I was done. I turned off Do Not Disturb after activating my pre-fight for TJ, and immediately got a tag asking me to come in here and finish this Killmonger. So this is Stunning Reflection. Again, this is good placement. I think that Omega Red handles it well, but there are definitely not a ton of great counters to this, because to armor break him with like a Corvus or something, you need to parry, so that can be problematic as well. But you can see here that I've already got, I just had 25 spores on him, now I'm down to 23. Gonna go ahead and try to work my way out of this corner a little bit. Can't hit into his block, don't want to make that mistake again. So I dex, trigger the stubborn, but I use my special one to get a little bit of distance, just trying to remember not to parry him. He did a full 5-hit combo into my block, and you can just see like so much damage that you take in War is blocked hits there. He didn't hit into my block, he did a heavy, but he was like 1%, so he just degenerated. So the War was actually super close in the beginning. We ended up clearing before them, and we cleared really strong. It was basically like, I think that we had died, like, we stopped dying towards the end, and they realized that there was no feasible way for them to pull ahead. But my battle group finished with only 2 deaths this War, which was great considering that they had really good placement. Their battle group 3 also did really, really well. I think they died 3 times. So it was very, very close. At the end, after it was obvious that we had won, I think that they stopped boosting, and that's why the score looks the way it does. But if they would have finished the way that they started, the score would have been very, very close. So anyway, that's all I've got. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.